you are our support. You are the folks that elect people like me to the board of directors for the school and the board of trustees, and so we need your support, and we all need to stand for the kids. So I wanted to kind of start with that. I'm really interested in putting together a community advisory panel. And my intent of this community advisory panel is to provide a means for community members to come together. They don't have to have me or Stephen or any of the staff at their meetings, but I want to have a community advisory panel. We need support from the community. We need input from the community. We need all the ideas that the community has.
How would this group get the information that they have to the general public or the people that are interested?
It could be several different ways. I mean, it could be through meetings that y'all have with community members. It could be through the paper. It could be through the news agencies. However it needs to be. It's disheartening for me to see some of the negative, the connotations that are happening in the paper, that are happening in the public. And at the end of the day, the problem I have with it is we need to be working together. We need to be working as a team. We need your input, and we value your input, and we want to know what your issues are. But at the same time, we want to make sure that it's constructive. It's setting the right example for the kids. It's not putting the burden on the staff, an undue burden about the particular issues. At some point, we need to be, as a community, united, and we need to be supportive of the district.
I'm the person that wrote that letter.
Okay.
I'm the person that asked parents to gather and to lead a meeting that was their agenda, not my agenda.
Okay. Sounds great.
As far as leading any sort of group, I plan to back out in a few weeks. But I really do think it's important that people know the truth.
Okay.
I'm operating on what people who are angry tell me about. I've had 53 calls in the last 5 weeks.
Okay.
From parents who feel hopeless, helpless, who tell me that they've gone to school board members, who've gone to principals, vice principals, and had no satisfaction. I have reports of student, not bullying, but actual abuse. So I would like to know the truth. I'm told that Stephen over there is a very concerned person who is in his job for his children on one hand, and I'm told by a bunch of others that that may not be the case.
Wait, repeat that. Would you just like to repeat that?
I said that I'm told that Mr. Salazar is a very concerned person who is very caring and is concerned about children. I'm told by a huge group of other people that that's not the case.
So you've been polling
I disagree. I disagree on you, Mr. Campbell. I have a lot of people saying that they like the guy and they support him.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Okay.
Which
So what you want to do? We can either talk about it, go forward, or fight about it. What is it you want to do?
No, what I want to do is make sure that children are not hurt.
Well, I'm here too. Because I got
We agree.
Okay, we agree.
Let me just say this before we move on. Okay, and I'll address this, which it goes to credibility. Okay, it goes to credibility, and maybe for some that read the editorial that Mr. Campbell wrote regarding my dissertation. Okay, and we have a lot of staff members here where he wrote that I'm writing my dissertation and I'm wasting teachers' time gathering data for my dissertation. Okay? Public record out so that everybody can hear. I have never once have I asked any staff member to gather any data for my dissertation. That is a blatant, outright lie that Mr. Campbell decided to write that in the paper. Now, he talks about he wants to know the truth.
Yeah.
So I think that somebody that writes in a public forum, and he may say that's his opinion, but once you put it down on paper and it is published, people don't necessarily know that that is an opinion, because people are going to take for granted that he knows that that is fact. He didn't say it is my opinion that he has gathered data. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you
The
write?
letter to the editor is an opinion section. Flat out an opinion section. Now, I understand that you're very angry about it.
No, what I
It's
am,
something we can talk about.
what I am is this, is that you're taking something that should be constructive. I have nothing, you know what, anyone can write a letter to the editor about anything, okay? And yes,
This is not what I came for.
Okay?
Let's move on. Move on.
Steve,
Okay.
These guys don't want to come here.
When you want to have a meeting, invite us.
To the question part.
We want to
And I
go
agree
through
with
the
y'all.
questions that Steve has asked. If y'all don't want to stay, that's fine.
We'd appreciate it if y'all would.
Wait, I have more questions. I don't want this to.
I just brought that up because he mentioned he
You
wanted
had
the
some,
truth.
you had some questions that you wanted asked. I think
Okay.
we need to go on to the question.
We'll go to the question that he and I can visit after this meeting.
Sounds like a great
It doesn't
idea.
need to be right now.
Okay, we will get to the bottom of that. I'm going to shoot you.
This needs to be put on respect.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all want to go through the questions first, or you
We'll
want
go
to
through the
address?
questions.
I think it's great.
We had been in meetings where the Superintendent Saldivar and some of the others talked about the plan that's being developed with C-scope to address the deficiencies in the test scores. Is that a written plan that we can get copies of?
Yeah, we have submitted those to the state. They have to go to the TE.
And do you have plans in there for involving parents? I mean, is that a goal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, good.
Each one of them is comprehensive and it addresses all the.
We're impressed with the teachers here at Big Spring. We think you guys are doing a great job. We see you do care. But what we also see is a lot of discipline problems in that you guys are spending so much time trying to get children under control that you're losing valuable teaching time. And I guess my question, and I'm not sure who to address it to, but do we have a plan in place to figure out how to let these teachers get a child that is disruptive, uncontrollable, out of the classroom and into somebody else's hands to take time with and allow them to teach the children they have?
And you have some really good input, and we'd like for you to come by. I'm Danny Farrell, the Assistant Superintendent. We'd like for you to come by and visit with us, okay? Back to
Okay,
CS.
sir, I'm here too, to hear you answer some of these questions. And I wish, you wouldn't just progress along like that.
Back to C-scope, okay? Textbooks only covered 51% of the TEKS that had to be tested in the state of Texas. So we had to find a uniform program throughout the district that would cover all the TEKS. C-scope is one of the best programs.
And it was developed by,
A bunch of teachers.
My question strictly had to do with the Assistant Superintendent. And I saw your blip on Channel 7 last Thursday, I believe, and you ended it with, and we need absolute proof that bullying is going on. And that one comment kind of got me. It's a reactive program. You sounded like there was no proactive way of dealing with bullying.
We have lots of programs in place. Okay, sometimes on the news media you can't say everything. Let me go ahead and go through this and
okay, what kind of program is it?
that's what we'll talk about. Okay. Sometimes people think bullying is happening when bullying may not be happening, okay? And we have different people in the community that say lots of things are bullying. It may be and it may not be. But bullying is a persistent, ongoing, intimidating type of behavior by a student or group of students, okay? Usually it's a deliberate act, seeking out a person. It is a deliberate act, okay? And just because somebody says there's bullying our administrative staff, our campus principals, our campus APs have to investigate the situations. During the investigation, sometimes they determine that the victim was part of the process. Okay? Sometimes it's not determined that. There's times Mr. Couch, a police officer, gets involved to assist the APs and the principals with investigating the situation to see if it's really truly true. We have cameras throughout the junior high. I believe we have approximately 30 cameras. Okay. The next question was, do the cameras, what happens if the cameras go down? As soon as they go down, we try and get them fixed and set up. Are they monitored 24/7? No, they are not monitored all day long. We do not pay somebody to sit there and monitor cameras. Cameras are looked at whenever a situation arises. We have a long duration of save time on the cameras, 60 to 90 days, I believe. So the cameras have helped us a lot, okay?
Strict laws now on how we can handle these children, and this is one of the few programs that we're allowed to use. We've had very good results from it in the training that we've done so far. We try to offer at least 2 trainings per 6 weeks as we can, and we're staying with it till we get everyone trained.
To CPI, crisis prevention intervention. Okay? Throughout the course of the year, we have different staff members trained on CPI. CPI is a strategic way to prevent behaviors from escalating into a crisis, okay? Bullying is premeditated. Now, our folks that are training CPI, some of those strategies will carry over. But we're talking really about 2 separate issues here. Bullying is one, and then certain other types of behaviors, okay?
And every day, the teachers are doing their job. They're working hard. They're doing their dead level best to wade through the situation we're in. But when we have a school that's a public school that says, y'all come, then we mirror the values and the things that are being taught at home. And as much as I'd like to be able to wiggle my nose and change that, it ain't going to happen.
Do I expect to have to help you? Yes, I know darn good well that education is a 3-legged stool. It absolutely is. You need the parent, you need the child, and you need that educator. And we need to work together or it's not going to happen. Those are things we know. Now and it's not just my husband and I. We work with a lot of parents that they know this and they're willing to walk in and do this. But when you can't keep my child safe, then I'll keep my child safe. That's my job.
He can go somewhere else right now, tomorrow, and make more money than what he makes at Big Spring. His heart is right here in Big Spring. You know, our culture is predominantly Hispanic. What better person would you want serving your kids than a Hispanic administrator? And he didn't pay me to stand up here, and Mr. Borman is ready to take that question over. But I chose to do this, okay? And I know my staff members sitting out here, they would probably stand up here and say the same thing. We have compassion for our kids, and he does too. He probably has more than most of us. He's not ready to throw in the towel. Now, I know he gets a lot of criticism, and people want to run him out of town. I'll tell you what, it'd be one of the biggest things Big Spring has lost.